Imagine we were here in Forest Hill 300 years ago. You're not feeling well, you're not sure what it is that's wrong with you. Doctors are too expensive and they're few and far between. So you go to the cunning folk. A man or a woman who could help me out of this difficult situation. And sometimes, what was believed to be the problem was that you might be bewitched. And if that was the case, they prescribe a witch bottle. I'm fascinated by witch bottles, and I'm going to talk to you about what they actually were, what ingredients you put inside them, and how their use has developed right up until the present day. Witch bottle magic starts to appear in England in the 17th century, and generally we can say that witch bottles are cures for bewitchment. They were prescribed by cunning folk. So cunning folk were common in medieval Europe, and they continued to be a thing in this country right up until the 19th century. So one thing that's really consistent about witch bottles is that they contain human urine. These things represent your essence, and it's actually your hair, your urine, your nail clippings that you put into the bottle. The witch was actually attacking your essence. The Horniman's witch bottle actually is in the form of a probably 19th century cod liver oil bottle, and it was discovered in 1934 in a chimney in Padstow in Cornwall. We have a typed report by London County Council chemists, and they say that the chemical composition of the contents of the bottle is consistent with urine. So why you put your urine, for example, in the bottle is you're actually trying to practice a sort of reverse magic. So the witch has attacked your essence, and you're using your essence in this bottle to attack the witch's essence. What was believed to happen when you make a successful witch bottle is that the witch has bladder pain, the witch maybe has trouble peeing, and the witch becomes so uncomfortable that they actually lift the curse, or they might even die. Bottle magic is still very much alive today. In fact, I was speaking to a colleague who identifies as a witch last week, and she was telling me about spirit houses. You'd put things that would intrigue a mischievous spirit, so the spirit would enter the bottle and then not be able to escape. And often this kind of magic actually involves burying the bottle. My colleague, when it comes to burying stuff, she actually uses a hollowed out bell pepper because it's biodegradable. And I think that's really nice because it shows how this kind of magic has continued to develop, and in this case taken on an environmental consciousness.